Hey, I want to just talk about my ideas on how a team should be ran in the collegiate scene, and then some issues I think that are ran into, and then like how to go about it, basically. Um, so so College Val is a lot different than most competitive environments because um, org's goals aren't to win; they are to get the maximum amount of students in, and that's actually how you get a bigger budget. So you want your actual goal should be winning is kind of an abstract to colleges. Really, all they care about is recruitment. Um, and they will give you a bigger budget based off how big your program is. Because the the scholarships are really just like this made up sort of thing. Um, how it usually ends up going is they set like an arbitrary number, like oh 50,000 um, dollars for tuition, and then it's like okay, Pell Grant will cover like um, 17, and then if you're a good player, we'll give you like athletic scholarship. That's athletic, and that will be like um, that could be like 27 or something, or like all the way up to tuition. So this is like all covered, and then all you're paying for is like dorms. But it's like that's kind of bullshit in the context of what is that for the college? For the college, you're basically all they're giving you is they're giving you like free classes, um, which that is good, but just from an expense sense from the college, they were gonna have to pay for those seats regardless for those other people. So it's like, what's the difference between a class having like 15 kids and then having 17, but they get to increase their enroll count? Um, so that's really what like the ultimate goal of college is. Like winning is very much just like it's not that big of a deal. Um, so how do you go about that if you're staff? Well, something I've noticed from doing it for 1 year is since it's not like a very elite level, there is no one with status or pedigree that they can actually like call shots and people will listen to. It's all just kind of like, oh, this guy's on because um someone he just said the right things at the right time. It's not so much like he's actually a known person. Maybe there's like a few exceptions, like BCJ was in the scene for a little while, um and that was good, but it was really weird because he was on a team that was really bad. So it's like they had BCJ and then they just have a bunch of like ascendant players. um he didn't even join like a very good team. So I don't know what he was trying to do here. But yeah, I experienced that and it was he's really good at calling, but it's not like I mean it's like my players were just better than his. Like it's pretty hard to beat that. Um so then you kind of think about okay, so if no one's really like elite, like you don't have like a BCJ calling the shots, what is like even the purpose of like a head coach? Um, they don't know like how to correctly analyze like a default. They don't know how to actually exec. They just have these like arbitrary ideas in their head of like, oh, this is exec, blah blah blah. Maybe they get like some mishmash of like, oh, NRG did this, so then I'm gonna do that, and they don't understand like the context of it really. This applies to me as well. It's not just them, but it's like head coach is the most like confusing position in College Valorant because they're not like a fucking actual coach for like a college basketball team that's like they were in the NBA for a while and they've been doing this for like 50 years. Like the game knowledge and just the overall presence of like, oh, this guy knows how to do this, it just doesn't exist. Maybe they're like, if anything, it kind of comes down to like the most beneficial I've seen other head coaches be is they're just like, I kind of give my input every now and then, but that's not a head coach. That's an analyst. So then that kind of brings me to like where I am now and like what I'm trying to figure out what I think a good head coach should be. Because like I, as a head coach, don't have these skills to run the show. So what I think I should be doing, and this is what I'm making this video for, is I want like the public opinion. I want people to tell me what they think, things I could do better. Is I think a head coach should find people that he believes are good for each like section of Valorant. So let's say you have your like analyst guy, and let's say he does like defaults, he does execs, set strats, he does all that kind of stuff. And then he does like counter defaults, like he will figure out like, oh, against this team comp, you got to do it in this way. Like on the fly thinking. But then also in the abstract, you don't want him working on specifics with players. Like he would, I could pull up an example right now of like energy versus, or G2 versus 100T.
Almost had a moment.
So if I was looking for like a good analyst, all I do is I would just have him, I would be like, okay, look at this round. I want you to tell me about the team comps. I want you to tell me about, and I just ask super open, vague question. I'd be like, what do you think about this setup? Give me some criticisms from G2. What do they do right or wrong here? I think this is a bad round because they're on a save. So let's go to a real gun round. I'm like, okay, what do you think about this current setup? Like, what do you think about like this, all this, you know? What do you think about like this spot right here? What does it make you think? And then all I'm looking for is I want to listen to their logic. And then I want to figure out if they see things that I don't see. And then how I kind of like vet if what they're saying is even correct is I try to think about them like they're like my best friend ever and I really love this guy. And then I literally imagine that in my head, like I love this person. What do they have to say? And then I ask them, and then once they give me their input, I explain it myself to them, and then I have them correct me until I really get to their actual analysis. Because that's the thing with these analyst types, is they skip information a lot of the time because they assume you just know it, or maybe they use some like terminology that only makes sense to them. So like trying to bring it to like stats and things like that, like risk or like probabilities. Like I don't mean like first bloods, I mean like statistics as in the sense of like risk probability, retake probability, like breaking down into probability is really important for that. And then this guy is like someone on your staff. And the great thing about this is at this level, you can easily get an analyst for free. Like it doesn't cost you any money. It doesn't cost the organization any money. They'll just do the work for free because they want to. And then let's say you have like your comms coach, comms and mental. This is what I'm really trying to figure out. I don't know how to find someone for this. I don't really even know what good comms would be or good mental would be. Like, I couldn't tell you exactly. So I need like examples of what this should be. And then you'd have your comps coach. And your comps coach would be in charge of your team comps and then the counters to your team comps and then all of these specific setups around like what is this and this and that, you know? It's like these two would work together, but this guy's more just like this guy's building like he's building the pieces of what we're actually to play, and this guy is like refining it. And then how this overall like structure would work is there's four of us. So if let's say me and the analyst hate what this team comp, something about this team comp, but it's only me and the analyst, and then the comms and mental coach, actually like, or the comms coach, who also does the mental work, and the comps guy agree on it. Then it's like okay, it's even 50-50 split. So we're just gonna keep it. It doesn't matter what the head coach or the analyst think. But if it's three of us think that like this is really weird or bad, then this guy has to change it. And vice versa. And the purpose of me in this situation is I kind of have like my finger in every pot, and I can also like work with people, like work with these people individually to just help them structure doing their job. Um, so yeah, that's really what I want to be the takeaway from this video. Is I think there's too much work, and I don't think there's a talented enough coach, especially in the college scene, to be able to do all of these things. So I think the actual purpose should be just like figuring out how to do delegation correctly, and then hiring and firing people, and then really like getting an understanding of what is correct and what isn't correct. So I'm also wondering like what the community thinks about like how is this done well, you know? Because this is not a Valorant specific thing. Like this is just a workplace thing. Is what is a good like overall leader for this system. Of course, you have to have a good understanding of Valorant to understand any of this, but there has to be translatable skills from other aspects of just work fields that would help me here doing this job.